Hello everybody, how's it going? My name is Klaus, this is my house, and today we're going to be doing some building over here at Echo Lake Lumber. It is another one of those, another one of those settlements that is just absolutely out of control, and we'll kind of fly up in the air here and I'll show you. It's an absolutely magnificently large space. You can see that I have actually cleared a lot of it out, and yeah, it kind of is what it is, more or less. And I don't know exactly how much we're going to be doing because it's just same thing with Dalton Farm and National Park Visitor Center to a smaller extent. There's just so much room, and then it just becomes a bother to try and fill all the space in. I do think a good idea though would be to put an arena over here by these stands. And then we're probably going to do most of our living area over on here. I don't think I'm going to touch this house a whole lot. I did go through and clean it up so that we don't have like a whole bunch of junk on the floors. If you guys have this DLC, then you will know this place is not as clean as what you're seeing right here. But for the most part, like I'm saying, we're going to be just kind of doing our own thing away from the stuff that is already there. And yeah, so let's get to it. I would like to try and have our base be, I guess, as close to possible to this as we can get it. And we can actually remove the stuff. I was going to kind of leave it intact, but it's probably not all that necessary. The thing is, I really wish that we could fix this place up, but just doesn't really seem feasible. Now, there are some sections like right here, which I'm wondering if people can actually sit on. We'll see. We shall see in the end. But I'm not going to go too crazy trying to get a thing. There's some construction going on right now. And it's kind of annoying. It's a Saturday. It's a Saturday, and these guys started at 8 o'clock in the morning. You kind of gotta wonder, like, where did these people grow up at, where that was okay? It's most definitely not okay. Where I came from, Saturday's a weekend. You don't fucking work on the weekend, damn it. Well, this is going to be an interesting episode. Hello, everybody. We are back. I believe that the people's be done with their stuff. It has been a hot second since I was in here, but I'm trying to remember exactly what we're doing. I think we were going for a arena of some sort. And just going to keep trying to set this up. Now, do I want it as a... Do I want it as a square? I mean, that might be the way to go about things, like a 4x4 kind of deal. Love how we still have the lightning, even though it's nice and sunny out. I mean, there is literally a radiation storm going on right now. Not that you could tell. This is why I love PC. And speaking of PC games, I can only think of Skyrim right now. I wonder if there's... I think there's building in Skyrim, if I'm not mistaken. It's probably modded in. I could be off my rocker on that one, but I'm not 100% sure. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's actually what, 5x5? No. This is a 4x5. Let's go to a 5x5. Make it a square. All right. And then we're gonna have to figure out how to get people in, and I think over on this side is probably the best option. We're not floating, right? No, we are not floating. So that's good. All right, and then what we're gonna do is we are going to put up our lovely, lovely walls. If we can actually get them. Yep. And then, yeah, I figured this was gonna be a bit of a hassle, but hopefully it's not that much of a hassle. think we should be okay. Maybe if we do this in the corner. And then just try and get it, there we go. I wonder. Oh, there we go. We'll get these eventually. But I think I'm going to line this mostly with these so that people can actually see. It's probably going to take me a while, so I'm going to fade to black. And we'll be back. Alrighty, so we are all set. We got our stuff going. And we basically just need people to go in it. So they can be in it to win it. And what we're going to do is probably drop down a blue over here. I'm not sure why it wants to go through like that. Kind of impressed. It has the fortitude to do such things. Just kind of put it in as close as these things will let it go. And then we need a red one as well. So let's drop that bad boy down. Let's try and put that as close as it'll let us. I don't know why it likes to float over that, but it does. Alright, so the concept I'm thinking of here is that we have a definitive area where they enter, the door in front of you. And I guess we can put them in one by one. My whole thing here is we should probably, I don't know if block them in is the right word. Maybe put like a powered door. So we have that powered door over there to get in. Because if I assigned a blue and they go stand there, and then I assigned a red and they walk right in, did they go there and then start the fight? I haven't actually done a battle yet, to be honest. But yeah, it kind of is what it is. Let's just go ahead and do this instead. And we'll kind of make them walk around a little bit. I don't know if they're gonna be able to shoot each other through the way here. We're gonna find out. We certainly will find out. And what we should do now is probably put on one of these like grated fruits. We don't need anything spectacular. I do like the ability to kind of see down there. And then I was thinking that it'd be cool if we could put it on the side here, but you know, arguably that's not realistic. I mean, this would be pretty sweet as well. I mean, the other option here is just to extend it out. We don't necessarily need a floor, but we could do... Oh, these guys are gonna... Yeah, okay. I'm with my own plan now. So let's drop these guys. Do something like this, maybe. To a place where they can actually go on top to fight. We should probably make sure that our rebar running through here is the same direction. Just to give some sort of impression that things are physically possible. There we go. I'll give them both the ability to gain the high ground on their opponents. Also wondering if we should add some other little maze-like features, but that P-Tard video just haunts me. It haunts me to this day. That there is the ability for these guys, since they don't see each other, to just not react at all. But we cannot be afraid. No, we cannot. don't think I can really add these bars anywhere else. Yeah, just add them here. Because why not? It goes. And what about the little ones? Those go on the side here? Nah. Nope. No, they don't. If I had a floor, they might. But not super interested in putting one of them's in. So that's going to be that. This is going to be the main fighting area. They should have a nice view over here from the grandstands. I think more or less that's pretty much all that we need to do in terms of building this arena. The stuff that we're going to actually need to do is just drop some stuff in for people to have fun with. Just kind of remind them of not so nice things with these. And we're going to have to give them kind of like... We don't necessarily need to put traps, but we should kind of incorporate some level of, you know, you better watch out when you come into our settlement. I don't quite like that. Let's clear things up. If those of you who don't know this, it's just FW2B52A, boom, and it's very, very, very nice out when you do something like that. There we go. So if this person can do it, they can get here, and they're going to be relatively safe. I mean, you can still see through the bottom, but we have a decent amount of stuff to go hide behind. And I think for the most part, we can probably just leave this stuff alone as it is. I also kind of have the temptation of putting some cat stuff in here. I don't know if it's possible, but it would be kind of interesting if we could get the little animal tamer thing and we could put a cat here and a cat on the other one and make them fight to the death. That might be interesting. That being said, we probably should get some sort of stairway going on in here so that we can get people up to our thing. Now, that's good enough. Still a little bit crazy, maybe. Oh. Let's see. I mean, I like the railings. You know what one actually might be better? If we do this one. I actually think these match just a tad bit better. Yeah, that's actually perfect. But yeah, this color scheme definitely matches these probably better. Looks like it's almost the same rust texture. It's a little dark over here because the sun's coming from that way, but overall I think this actually isn't too bad of a deal. And then we do have some water to defend here. I'm not going to really worry about 100%. We can actually walk on these, so that's interesting. We're originally from Minnesota, not Boston, so that's why we can do things like that. This is also very interesting as well. I wonder. Disable? Nope. That does not work. Okay. Well, good to know. Alright, so we got our arena over there, and like I said, we're pretty much going to ignore this. We have way too much space to really care about much else. The real question, I suppose, is how much of this do we want to incorporate? I mean, this is definitely like a grand entrance into what we've got going on. I'm actually almost thinking that we just kind of say, fuck it. And I'm just kind of thinking we don't even wall this settlement in. It's risky. But we've done so many settlements that are just walls. There's walling everything off. And it's sort of neat looking. And it definitely does. It makes sense. Don't get me wrong. It makes sense. But at the same time, for me, doing the same thing over and over again is getting a little stale. And I've been trying to slowly get myself into this, this idea of more open settlements. Just because the walling off stuff can get a little old. So what I'm thinking here is that we literally drive the traffic from the front around this way, and we basically follow this road that's been chewed up. And we can do all sorts of stuff in here. I'm not really worried about how we go about doing it. I'm more worried with why. Why wall it in? Why not wall it in? I think we can come up with some interesting communities if we kind of forego the typical behavior when it comes to building. Now, these are going to be by far less defensible, but they are going to be more open. And I think there is something good about that. And in the end, I think it's going to be ever so slightly more rewarding to have something like that. If I come out this far, oh, there we go. Alright. I think it would be also very, very sweet if we could do something like that. Yeah, there you go, bud. And maybe we have like a house here. We could do something like this, and we have a house on this single corner. Or even we pull it in, and we have a house in this too, and this is just kind of like a deck area that only gets you up to another row of houses, more or less. And that way we're not going to block off this, and we can do some pretty cool things maybe off of these signs. And I'm definitely going with some of the past ideas here that we did in Dalton Farm. We did it in Sanctuary. And that essentially is this idea of like these little favela houses that we just kind of build on top of each other. They're not very I don't want to say structurally sound, but they're more impromptu. They're more temporary looking. They just kind of ooze fallout in my mind. And I think if we build like this giant society of them, it could be pretty cool looking. So that's what we're definitely going to be shooting for. Whether we get there or not is another story entirely. But, we should always try, more or less. Should always try. There we go. Kind of like the way that looks a little bit better. I don't want everything to be on the same level. Like this stuff here, probably not super awesome. Should do something like this. Not floating, right? Nope, doesn't look like it. Okey dokes. So we gotta remember, we gotta do this whole thing more or less. Which is an interesting consequence, the way that I've been doing this stuff. As you can see, I've already popped down a little bit of a farm, so these people would stop complaining about the food shortages. I mean, it's worked out relatively well. And that's probably going to end up being problematic. No, I don't know. Just missed that thing over there. Okay, so that's neat. What I'm also thinking about doing here is we'll keep going down this side and fall on that concrete, like I was saying. But then at a certain point, it gets pretty wide in here. It would be interesting if we put some houses in the middle. We don't need to go all the way down like this way that I'm walking, but definitely like maybe right there. Right there could do something. Then we get over here. This is going to be a more interesting part. I don't exactly know what we're going to do. It's very, very open, this settlement, which makes me think whether it's a good idea or a bad idea to keep it open. I just think this settlement lends itself to being open a little bit better than some of the other ones. Like Dalton, super easy to close it in. Another good candidate for something like this would be Longfellow's cabin, to be honest with you. There we go. You snapped. We're not floating. I like this idea of getting them very, very close to one another. Not super duper 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 pooper close, but pretty close in general. And then this is all locked up, so I don't know. This is kind of like a weird thing. Probably gonna actually end up putting something off of that. Why not? We gotta work with our surroundings. That's kind of what this whole favela thing is about, right? All right, should be good. And we could do that. It goes up against a hedge. We'll see if this works. And it works. If it doesn't, then I'm honestly not going to be too surprised. Let's go ahead and drop something down like this. And we're just going to drop it down by 64 to begin with. Oh god, that wasn't anything. There we go. And could we do something like this? I don't know how relevant that would necessarily be. But this could definitely be something like a 2-entrance home. So we would have to pull this up. 16 maybe? Why did this one up? There we go. Yeah, that seems about right. We could arguably bring it up maybe like another 8. Just so it really, really comes in nice. And then we basically know because of that, these are on the same level essentially. We should be able to put some walls here with no real issues. We will see though. Who knows how that's going to end up turning out. As far as the fog stuff goes, we should probably work with that rather than fight it. And that should go with the line of the settlements. Go. I don't know if that's gonna be all honky-dory with the rocks over here. Just barely. Just barely. Not too bad. Some serious glare coming in through there on the sun. Yeah. Alright, this kind of makes sense. And now what I'm thinking here is that either we do some shenanigans with this stuff, to where they can kind of like walk through all of these places. Maybe this guy can get down here. Right, I think that's pretty good. It's about where it was before, if I'm not mistaken. Interesting how that comes through. It's going to be nice though that it's not level. It's going to mean that our textures aren't going to fight, basically. Would be kind of cool if we could get something like this going. And then with like a ladder that goes down to here. So this is good concept. Bad ladder. There we go. Might not even be a bad idea to do some sort of combined effort if we did something off of there that then had a little walkway to there with one of these that would just go down like that. So we're a little bit farther out, so we should probably... Okay, that actually looks pretty damn good. And then what we'll do is we'll just put our supports right on that one. But it should be pretty sweet for giving us some sort of kind of way that we can travel through all of these houses. I'm actually pretty stoked about this. And we would just come down here onto that one. Now, if we did something like that, Probably would need like a half floor, and then we walk that onto this one, or if we get lucky, if we get very lucky, yeah, we get something like that going, which is feasible. In fact, maybe it's more feasible that we lift it and move it just a little bit. Lift you and move you. You know what? Let's brighten things up for you guys again. It's 2B52A, FW as the prefix to all of that good stuff. Whoop. Okay, so not as bad over here. I don't think we're going to be able to go into the mountain any more than we already had. This is not really a mountain, I guess, but the rock face. But this is going to be pretty sweet. Now, I would like to do something very similar over on that other side. I think more or less it's going to kind of come down to what we end up building over there, or how we end up building, I should say. Maybe do something like this. Down with the there we go. So this is definitely going to be very much more like a communal style living than our other settlements. But I'm feeling it so far. I'm definitely feeling it. We could also move this probably, because yeah, they wouldn't be able to get out this way anyway, really, would they? Through here maybe. Which, yeah, you know what? Makes me think that if we just put you over there, and put you over there, and you stop complaining, don't look at me that way. We did something like this maybe, that they would still be able to get in here. Yeah. Yeah, I'm down with that. Makes me think that we do this though. Then we can drop another floor. There we go, just like that. And I don't know how exactly we're going to be doing a lot of this stuff to make it so that we can get everywhere, but we're going to try and do the best that we can. Hopefully we're not. Yeah, we kind of screwed Nick up probably. Let's go ahead. We'll take you, and then we're going to drop you down. And let's go 80. It's probably not too bad. Or, well, no, that doesn't make sense if we leave. Well, we're gonna have to figure out how we connect a lot of this stuff. I'm gonna be super honest with you. I'm thinking for the most part, we should probably be okay. Close to this. And you could walk through here. I don't know if that's gonna be problematic for our settlers. Hopefully not. Let's do something like this, maybe. We can definitely have someone that's gonna live up over here like that. Honestly, this really just kind of boils down to what's gonna float and what's not. I think that's probably okay. I mean, we're getting maybe a little bit pushed in like that. That should be plenty of room for people to go through. Get down, do their deal, come up this way. Just another look at this. Seems okay. And then what I'm thinking is that we have probably some sort of maybe shop in the center or something like that. The other thing that we can do is not make all of these houses like this guy over here, this guy right here. They can be guard posts that look out into the main entrance. And then we're also definitely going to need stuff in the back. All right, so we have this right here. Let's talk about how we want to do this section. Because I do like the idea of splitting it. You know, you can go off in this way and go in there, you can do that. Get this. Just get it as high over the ground as we can. The only sad part about a lot of this is that it's a little bit set in the way that we're gonna have to do things. Worried about this being a little close if we pull one more in. Not too bad at all. And then what we could do is we could definitely have some sort of bridge. I think that's how we go to the other side. Oops. All right. There we go. And let's just see what that looks like. Yeah, we did that. And then I would like to do something down here like this. And let's just see if we can get something like this to want to go. Definitely not looking like it. Oops. Let's do this. Get rid of that. You know what? In the scheme of things, this kind of works very well. That is probably a little bit better. And can we get another float? Yes, we can. Great. We can get very, very, very close to this. This is also another little entrance area, so I'm thinking that we don't block that one off either. Lots of these little spots throughout here. Perfect. And you know what? I was gonna leave these. For me, it's kind of like, what's the point? Seems relatively well suited. Come on. And we'll drop one here. Drop one here. Go. And then this is where things are going to start getting a little bit hairy. We need to do some sort of curve off of this if we want to keep going with it. I have the idea of like, why not? Why not keep going with it? What's the harm in that? So again, we have one corner outside on that. That might not be such a bad thing. And then here, let's just see what happens when we work to get this aligned. I would definitely like to kind of start maybe spiraling this one up. I don't know exactly how we're going to do it. I don't know how well it's going to work out because we do have to bear in mind that we are a slight bit lower than this. So if we come up here, we got some things to kind of remain cognizant of. The other thing that would be pretty cool is if we actually hooked this in with this. I don't know if we can really maintain that level of connectivity, but it would be pretty swell, or at least maybe off of here, because that seems like a pretty direct line. but we're going to have to kind of work on that next time. We are at an hour of just this, and I suppose a little bit of that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end the episode here. I'm going to kind of think, I'm going to kind of play. Overall, things look pretty decent. On this side, I would like things to be more connected than they are. But that can come at a later date, arguably. Maybe what we do, just right off the bat, maybe. See about, yeah, something like that. That makes this a little bit nicer. Over here, we're not really expecting anybody to come this way. So maybe we have an entrance to this home would be something along these lines. Yeah. Yeah, that's much better. That's much better than we had before, and then they can walk like this. We'll put some supports there for sure, don't you worry none. And then as far as this is gonna go, do we even have these be as connected? Kind of like a nice thing here, and then this one is basically on the ground, so why not just have this be its own thing? I feel like they really screwed up with this. That's actually a nice area that could have been incorporated. Okay, Bethesda. Anyways, okay, so I basically kept going when I said I was going to stop. We are actually going to stop here. I'm going to get away from all of that stuff over there. I might try and hook this up outside of an episode just to do it. But that being said, this is the general idea. We're going to keep things disconnected where we kind of have to. We're going to try and connect them where we can. And yeah, we're going to kind of do this more of like an open flowy style. We still have to fill in this middle a little bit. We still have to build up there. I feel like things are kind of a little bit too liney. There's also the possibility that we do some curve work. Because everything you can see is these, right angles. And I have been known to do curves, kind of like what we started to do over here. But maybe doing that through this middle part, something like that. I don't want to look too out of place at this point because we haven't really done it anywhere else. But we'll see what happens. We always got to wait and see until the next one. So with that, everybody, I'm going to bid you adieu. I hope that you liked it. If you did, let me know down below in that comments section. Otherwise, I hope you guys have a great day, great night, whatever it is to you. And I will see you back here next time for some more building at Echo Lake Lumber. Before I put you in a slumber.